This is Robert Reagan, and I know a lot of times I probably say a lot of crazy shit, stuff that makes people mad. Um, I have people ask me sometimes, where do you get these ideas from? How do you think up all this stuff? Um, Truthfully, I don't know. Guess I'm just a little bit crazy, but sometimes I even write something that makes me feel guilty and disturbs me. Tonight I wrote a piece like that. This piece bothers me because I feel like I'm disrespecting the spirit of one of my favorite writers who passed away long ago. Um, I just had this crazy idea like, what if Sylvia Plath came and haunted me as a succubus? I mean, who the fuck thinks like that? Anyway, I took it and ran with it. Came up with this story and feel pretty guilty about it, but it'll be alright. The story's called Sylvia Plath is My Succubus. First were the fumes, the burns, before the tortured soul finally made its escape. She was prim and proper, a classic beauty, who looked like the typical woman but faced demons inside. No one knew what she was going through, even though it was written on page after page. Perhaps it was too abstract, too cryptic for people with closed minds to try and figure out. In her long skirts and silk blouse, she was a mother and a poet, wearing smiles that hid her pain. Then came the tragedy, the fumes, the burns, and this tortured soul made its way to the inferno to face the demons in the sizzling flesh. In her dingy cell, typewriters with all the keys missing, or worse than all the blank paper scattered on the floor with no pen or pencil in sight. In life, she expressed herself to fight away the evil inside, just like me. In hell, all those depressing thoughts just piled up in her brain until she pulled at her hair with both dirty hands, ripping it out while biting her lip until it bled. Every second of every minute of every hour of every day was filled with intense agony. Then a giant shadow fell over the hallway. A huge menacing creature made its way down the row of cells, looking in each one for just the right soul. It was the incubus, recruiting, not haunting a human being with electric demonic sex. No, their schedule was filled with stupid girls who dabbled with black magic and played with Ouija boards. This horned demon with its huge snout sniffed out the poetess. Wearing only a loincloth, it unlocked her cell door. Cowering in fear in the corner, she just closed her eyes as this demon lifted her off the floor. She thought it would devour her, and it did, only in a frenzy of sexual bliss, hotter and more intense than anything she ever felt on earth. The incubus laid her down on a bed of broken glass and hot coals. With the cock of a porn star, the sex demon broke her in ways that just going to hell alone never could. Other incubus, even succubus, came running to the sound of her screams. This was the first time a soul in damnation was ever recruited to join this legion of horny, perverted demons. When your mind's in the gutter, it's them. Sometimes they might even pay you a visit, raping you in the night. How do I know all this? You're not going to believe it, but she told me herself. How these sexual impulses cause her skin to crawl after making hate to the incubus. I guess you could say I summoned her. A tortured writer and poet myself, she always intrigued me. I studied her in literature, and over the years I read Ariel time and time again. After reading The Bell Jar, how could anyone not know she was crying out for help? Me, I'm very disturbed. The type of guy who would tell his friend it would be cool if Sylvia Plath was my succubus. He asked me, would you stick your head in the oven if she asked you to? Hell yeah, I said. I'd burn in hell for eternity, just as long as I got to spend it with her. The moment those words left my mouth, the demon that made her a succubus opened up the portals so she could give me what I wanted. How couldn't I fall in love with just the idea of her when we were both tortured and making our way out with words? I need a woman like that in my life, even if she's dead. The night she came to me, I was sleeping, dreaming of hot girls in bikinis washing my old school Chevy while splashing each other with water. Waking me from this sunny dream was something landing on top of me in the dark. I tried to push it away, but then there was nothing there. The covers were pulled off of me, and for the first time I seen her, she didn't look dead or scary. Her entire body was transparent, almost see-through. She says, "You wanted this, now lie down and take it like a man." "Yes, ma'am," I said, feeling terrified but still eager. In my bed, this evil sex spirit ravaged me. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Then I was hurt when she left, feeling like it was just a one-night stand, you know, the old hit and run. Plus, it wasn't like this was your regular succubus. The rest of them looked awful, but disguised themselves well. No matter what they did, Sylvia was the queen bee, here, amongst the succubus at least. I told my friend all about it. He thought I was making it all up like a story. After all, I had just been talking about it. My poetry and fiction both became darker and more cryptic. It felt sometimes as if her presence was standing over my shoulder watching me write. All I wanted was to feel her warm body next to me again, be inside this beautiful ghost. She gave me one more chance. Writing, I set my pen down to light a cigarette. Before my eyes, the pen stood upright on its own and began to write. She told me stories of the horrors she went through in hell. Said sometimes it didn't feel much different than being on earth. I'll never forget the candlelit room or the way it felt when her soul's hands placed me deep inside of her. A woman like her I'd have to have, even if she was on fire or covered by slithering snakes. There was just something about her, that simple classic beauty, a contrast from the women I usually hit on wearing too much makeup and short skirts. Inside and out, Sylvia was the woman of my dreams. It still puzzles me how I just made a stupid joke, only to have her really come and take me. I'm waiting all the time now because nothing living could feel that good. Thank you.